Now I'll add another agent to the world, a grotto. The frog's goal will be to reach the grotto, and when he does, the game will advance to the next level. I've already showed you how to make an agent and add it to the world. As before, I'll click the Agent button, and this time I'll choose Cube and Brick and Ancient Mayan Blocks, and give the agent a name, Grotto, and I'll click Save. With Grotto selected in the Agents list and the pencil tool selected in the upper toolbar, I'll click a square at the top of the grid to add the grotto to the world, and then I'll save the world with that change. Now I'll add another rule that will determine what happens when the frog reaches his goal, the grotto. I'll select the frog in the Agents list, and in the Behavior Editor, I'll click on the top rule. Then I'll go down and click the plus rule button. That creates a new rule under the selected rule. I'll drag the new rule to the top of the Behavior Editor. This new rule has to be above the rules that move the frog, because every agent will test its rules from top to bottom. The first rule that an agent finds in which all conditions are true will fire. I want to be sure that the rule that I'm making now is the first rule that the frog agent will test, because this rule can potentially end the game, and so it's the most important rule. I'll add a condition to this rule that if the frog is stacked immediately above the grotto, then a sound will play, the tra-ra sound, and a dialogue will show a message. You win. And the world will reload. Without the reload world action, the frog would remain on the grotto, and then the sound would be played and the message shown over and over in an endless loop. I'm going to test this rule from the frog's point of view. With the arrow tool, I'll select the frog in the world. I'll click the camera tool to switch to first-person view. I'll use the rotate camera tool to orient the frog to a forward position in the world. I can use the pan tool to move the world, and the zoom tool to zoom in the world, and then I'll click the run button. I'll use the up arrow key on my keyboard to move the frog forward and on top of the grotto. When the frog reaches the grotto, this level of the game is won. I'll click OK, and then I'll click the stop button. Now you've successfully created a 3D world, drawn your own 3D shapes, and programmed agents' behaviors.